Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back again with another Paladins video. We're going to be covering VII today, but not with his new talent, even though you think that would be what I'd make a video on, but it's actually more useful if I don't, because it's essentially just re-adding something that he got taken away from his kit in this update. As you can see now, it will now pull non-frontline champions to VII, it will reduce the damage, also with the charges, and then reduce its cooldown, so it's essentially just making him sort of a worse version of where he was before. So for that reason, I'm going to be focusing the video on Tribunal and Spring Loaded. Spring Loaded is also a little bit worse because of the hook not pulling people. It's a pretty important part of his kit, or at least I guess it was, so I might focus it a bit on Tribunal. For the build, it's still the same as what I've shown you previously, and then the mag dump setup, which I've also covered before, so I'm not going to focus too much on that. Instead, sort of the talents, which I think are actually now a little bit more interesting, but VII overall is just a little bit worse. Also want to mention, because of these changes, VII kind of plays more like a damage if you don't go for the talent. If you go for Tribunal, you have pretty good damage at range, and yeah, that's sort of what I'm going to be showcasing. So for game 1, we've got a Skye, a Maeve, shouts to our Torvald and a Damber, full flank team. We're on King of the Hill and Marauder support. I'm recording stuff a little bit differently in this video, so if it looks better or worse, that's why. Let me know, I guess. And then for their side, BK, Kazumi, Furia, Grover, and a Sati. Gonna go for Spring Loaded here, because Tribunal works best, I think, when you can just empty shots into people, and they're a full squishy team, but I could go for the Mag Dump setup and show that off, but I've done that before, so this will be the new, just nerfed version of VII, where I can't pull anybody anymore, and that was kind of one of my favourite parts about his kit. I hope they revert this and bring it back, but I feel like it's sort of unlikely because it was really annoying to go against. I know when I went against like good VIIs, it was an absolute pain in the ass, so I completely understand why they nerfed it, but it's sad to see a unique part of his kit sort of relegated to a talent that I don't think people will really grab, or maybe it'll become popular if they buff it a bit more, but then it's a bit of a different problem, I suppose. Hello, Sati. She is out, actually on point. Dash in on the BK. Hello, Sati. I went around for a bit of a flank. I tend to stay in the burst mode most of the time with VII these days. Just get rid of the Furia. Never mind, she's on like 2 health. Thought I set myself off the map for a second there. Shots on her. Yeah, sure. Very, very weird sort of engagement here, but it works, I suppose. I'm just trying to sort of be annoying in their back line. Dead to PK. I think I got really caught on one of his bombs earlier. We'll just keep it going. Weird start so far. There's a double fear. Actually solid there. We'll do the pull. Dash, which didn't really do a pull. You can sort of mix it in for some damage like you would usually, but it makes it way harder to predict where they're going to go because you can't just pull them towards you anymore. But yeah, I really do hope they do something about it, even if they just give him 1 charge by default, so you're sort of committing to the fight by pulling somebody in like his base kit, and then the talent gives you like 3 and maybe a different buff. It's a really cool Pyrrhian effect there. PK going in with the ult. Hello, Grover. My accuracy so far has been pretty okay, I guess. We'll dash back. Some more bombs on him. Hang here. Am I dead? Do they see me? She's firing. Alright, crashed again, loading back in. I thought it might have been my recording stuff, which is a reason why I changed the way I recorded certain things, but it definitely wasn't that, because it just happened again. I did crash a couple times also when I wasn't recording, so I don't know why my Paladins specifically is just like this recently. Anyway, we're back in. It does seem to happen sort of regularly with other people as well, so I have a good reason to believe it isn't just me. We'll dash in towards the point. That's Tord with a really solid ultimate. Hello, Sati, there's a dash. I thought that might reset my F, but it didn't. I think we are kind of screwed because we're like 100 behind now. I think when I DC'd we were only a little bit off, but there's a dash in. Grover should be dead. Nice. There's a pull inwards, which isn't what I wanted to do. Sati's Q's on the bottom. Indicator on that is broken. Classic. We'll go for the ult. There's a double. We'll dash in. Just see if we can get another Q off. I thought that might have sort of worked with enough damage. So we'll do with the silence shots on the Sati. There goes somebody. They were on like no health. I didn't even see who it was. I think it was Kazumi. You can't really see which way Kazumi's facing, which is really annoying. Dead to the Sati with the coin, but god tier Torvald ult, to be honest, that's like a 4-man. Really hate that you can just dance in spawn on King of the Hill. It's a problem I talked about before. We're just going to sort of pull around a bit here, dash, and then go for the pull, maybe an ult play. Sure, that's 1, that's 2 or 3. Sure, Grover is outie. BK's going for the ult, finish off. Nimble, is he going this way? I guess not. It's little Fury effects though. We'll pull up. Dash forward because you can still hook. Hello, BK. Been a bit of a rough one. I'll probably cut most of it out. I feel like I would have been better off going for Tribunal here. I don't know why the spawns have been so janky, but yeah, I feel like playing as a damage was actually the right play. I just didn't really think about it because I don't think I've got that much experience going with a team of like 3 flankers. We're just going to annoy them a bit, distract them from the point. That movement was crazy, although I got super slammed into the wall for some reason. Go for the ult, see if we can get more than a couple. There we go. I'll take that. VII's ult's actually pretty good these days after they buffed like the timer on it and shit. Just dash all around. Sure. My god, it's janky sometimes with the way you get caught on objects. But yeah, there you go. There's a defeat and the stats. I've re-queued, go for Tribunal in a game 2 and hopefully do a little bit better. If we didn't have the DC and if I played a bit better there, we could have actually, yeah, turned that around, I reckon. Shouts to the BK and the Kazumi on their side because they really were shredding. So for game 2, Siege Stone Keep, shouts to our Vatu and a Moko. We also got an Ashe and a Ceres up against a Strix, a Damber, a Kazumi, an Ashe, and a Cassie. So this would be a really good scenario for old 7 because you'll be able to like hook the Strix and throw him off. Same thing with the Cassie and the Kazumi. To be honest, I miss pulling people in with 7 more than I thought I would. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. We'll go for Tribunal here though to try and show that off, and then the standard setup. I feel like the burst could also be good here, but I don't know if I can get close enough. We've got Enveloping, Plug, Mortal Reach, Battering Ram, then Nocturnal, Spirit's Chosen, Exaction, Empowered, and Fortress Breaker. Gonna go for Kronos, do a Q to leave a mine, and then maybe go for like a pull play on the top. Does she see me? I guess we can also kind of counter her a little bit. That's 2 gone. Sure, that dash was terrible. Hello, Cassie. More hits. Yeah, you're out. Sure, hello, Strix. You're gone too. Don't feel like I did a better job there compared to the first game. I think I just had a team that was actually coordinated. I feel like I maybe should have played that safer. Me and Vati both died, but it was kind of worth it. Hello, Kazumi. I very rarely went for Tribunal before the changes just because of the hook and the Q sort of synergizing so well, but now you can't hook people. The F feels significantly weaker, so I feel better off going for this. There goes the, yeah, short Amber. He's gone too. There's a pull in, which isn't what I wanted to do, but sure, it's playing super aggro here. You can actually jump up on this little bit, which is kind of nice. We're just holding them in spawn to be able to shred them. There goes the Strix, bunch of damage on the Ash. Yeah, Tribunal with the burst mode, you actually have a ton of output if you land all the little ticks. I go for the ult, or do I just save it? Just behind the shield. I feel like we're going to get this anyway. Don't think the extra kills are really worth it. Yeah, there we go, push successful. Well done, team. More headshots on the Ash to make our damage look a little bit better. And we could Cassie. 2-0. What a freaking start. We'll grab more Kronos. Keep it going. Don't know if it's just me, but about a year ago there was a period I feel like in Paladins, I'd love to hear from you guys on this, where it was a little bit less janky than usual, a little bit more polished, and stuff wasn't as weirdly broken, whereas now, at least for me, stuff is just generally a little bit more buggy and broken than I feel like it used to be. Before that though, obviously there was a period where it was even worse, which is going to sort of linger on the wall here. Sure, get rid of the Strix, I feel like it's more important, but we did get rid of both of them. That was kind of a brutal ultimate play, to be honest. Kazumi's here, I just forgot about her. Sure, hello Ash, we're just going to get rid of her too. The team really did synergize there and make that play work. That Strix is playing really dirty with the Invis, just hitting me for like 1200. Ceres has got some heals going though. We're going to leave our bombs just here, zone them off, but they're not even really pushing in time to get to the point, so I think they've just given up, to be honest. Feels like a slightly hollow victory. I think their Damper has actually just DC'd, or maybe he's just playing weird with like lag and stuff. I don't know. But 4-0 and a way better showcase for sure for the Tribunal setup, even though we're still not able to pull people, which would be nice. I feel like in a siege and a bigger map and a scenario where it isn't as hectic like an Onslaught, the pull is a little bit less important in a scenario like a siege where you have other people that are a little bit more organized, I guess would be the way to put it. There we go though, there's the victory. I died emoting right outside of spawn at the end. I don't know what the Cassie's emote was, I don't think I've seen that before, but 11 to 40k stats page there again, not really going to go through them, but don't really know what else I can say here at the end, which is why I very rarely make videos on nerfs, is because they're a little bit more straightforward without too much, you know, stuff to get excited about. But I'm glad that they've made Overcharged at least a talent that makes sort of sense to grab now, because before it very rarely got any play, and now it just sort of pushes him back to how he was before. Although again, the one charges thing here makes it feel kind of crappy. And I do feel though, if they really want to make it an option, this is my opinion again, would love to hear from you on this. They need to just make it 2 charges. The damage is fine going down to 100. The cooldown doesn't need to be there, I guess, if it's got 2 charges again. But Spring Loaded is a straight buff to the Q. Tribunal is a straight buff to the weapon. Overcharged is kind of just a slight buff, maybe, to the F, putting it back to how it was before. I'm trying to say, because this has been a really messy outro, if they tweak them a little bit, which I hope they do, because they're not that far off, I think it makes 7 a better character with more interesting talents, because a lot of people thought he was too good or too annoying before, although personally I thought it was fine. They could have just done something with Overcharged and left it how it was. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Of course, let me know where you want to see me next. I'll see you guys all really, really soon, and as always, stay frosty.